Hello, everybody. Thanks so much for joining Ladies Power Lunch. So glad that you're here with us today. Want to welcome Marianne. Want to welcome Kim. Hi to our special guest and the person who's going to be sharing a whole bunch of really, really great information with us today. I want to welcome Leisa. So hi, April. Great to see you joining us here too. And also want to welcome all our fantastic friends over in the Ladies Power Lunch Facebook group. Really glad that you're all joining us. I knew this was going to be a topic that people were going to gravitate towards because a lot of the people who are a part of our Ladies Power Lunch community, you guys do a lot of sharing your message with the world, your speakers, your leaders, your gurus, your teachers. And who doesn't want to learn how to do that better? Who wants to learn how to kind of figure out the business part of getting booked on stages, getting paid to actually present in front of audiences, getting into some of the larger conferences and events that might be out there that might be available to you. So it is with great pleasure that I'm going to introduce to you Leisa in just a few minutes. But before we get started with Leisa, I want to just get a feel for all who's in the room with us today. And so that you who are listening at home, probably on YouTube, or who's probably listening along in your car on our podcast, you'll have an idea of the type of business owner that Leisa is going to be a great fit for. So, Marianne, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. Will you just share with our group who you are and the wonderful thing that you're doing in the world?
Oh, yes. Thank you. So happy to be here. I'm Marianne Pack. I am a spiritual medium, an author, publisher, and a joy advocate, my most favorite title. And I just released my book, We Are Joy, Reawaken Your Joy. So I'm very happy with that. That came out in January. And it's a series.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a series of books that I intend to continue. And April's going to be in Sacred Crystals with me. So I'm so happy for that. Looking forward to that sometime later this year. So I'm very excited to be here and very happy to share my work in the world through books and publishing.
And I just want to say, that is what we are all about here in the Ladies Power Lunch community, is supporting each other with intention. Our buzzword in our community is collaboration. So to see you, Marianne, and you, April, working together to publish a new book that's going to be coming out soon, that really warms my heart. So, April, will you share with everybody who you are and what you are doing in the world?
I'd be happy to. And if it was for LPL, I would never have met Marianne.
That's right.
Since I'm in Connecticut and she's in Texas. So it's a perfect example of what you have created this to be. So thank you for that. So I have a couple of businesses. I make jewelry out of nature's crystals, and particularly around the intentions and messages of that. I also am a certified card reader for Oracle and Tarot, and I'm working to blend the cards and the crystals into one overall business. And I also just recently received a yoga teaching certification. So I'm just into doing all of this holistic alternative stuff. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I have to say, guys, I have something to share with you because something came in the mail just this morning. I mean, just this morning. I haven't even opened it yet. But what you can see is that this is something that came to me from April. So I was truly not expecting that you were going to be on the call today, but it was sitting right there and you're right there. So why don't I just open it up so everybody
well,
can
it's because
see?
she took my crystal quiz, which just went live this past week. And so Davia purchased a piece of jewelry made with the crystal that she came out as her crystal.
Oh, so my crystal was malachite, and it's one of those stones. Ooh, this is beautiful. One of those stones that is for helping heal your heart center. And so I could always use a little bit of heart healing. Couldn't we all? And so beautifully packaged,
Thank you.
April. So thank you so much. I'm so glad you were here so that we could do this unboxing.
Oh, me
Great,
too.
great, great.
Thanks.
Awesome. And Kim, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Can you share with everybody who you are and what you do?
Thank you very much. This is my first time here.
Hey, welcome.
Well, I am a Latin American culture advocate and Spanish coach. So I work with people who are trying to build more impactful relationships with their family members and community members who speak Spanish. So we do it through cultural immersion and language acquisition at the same time.
Beautiful. And
Great.
one of the things that we are all about in Ladies Power Lunch is inclusion of all the women. So I have to just take a moment to just say this, as a woman of color, a lot of the times, a lot of the spaces have not felt safe for me, even though there are spaces that are purported to lift women up. And so I want to make sure that everybody who's in this space, this Ladies Power Lunch container, that they feel safe, that they feel held, that they feel comfortable, no matter what color, creed, race, orientation, no matter who you are. We even have guys who are members, a few guys who really, really have taken up the banner of supporting women. And so no matter who you are, the truth is, we hope that you feel welcome here. And now,
I have a question, Dr. David.
oh, sure,
I suspect we have a similar accent.
we might. What is your accent?
I am from Trinidad.
Okay, so I was born in Trinidad. And for those of you who don't know, Trinidad is a small island right off the coast of Venezuela. And yes, absolutely. Okay, so
Wonderful.
Kim and I are going to have this little conversation off the air. New friends, everyone, new friends. So excited. Isn't this exciting? I am so,
Small
so
world.
excited by this small world indeed. Soul sisters, and we just met. This is wonderful. So I want to introduce you all. If you haven't as yet had an opportunity to meet Leisa, I invite you to do it immediately because you, my dear, are missing out. Leisa is so humble, and she doesn't talk about the fact that her degree is in communication. She doesn't talk about the fact that she used to teach communication. She doesn't talk about those things. She talks about her book, speaking gigs now, but she has this great list of credentials to back up what she's teaching to us. So, Leisa, will you share with us who you are, what you do, and how we can get speaking gigs now, not tomorrow, not the next day, but to now?
Oh, thank you, Davia. Thank you, Dr. Davia. You're amazing. Thank you, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. And yes, I do love speaking, and I absolutely love helping other people who feel that deep calling to speak, but maybe that voice has been pushed down a little bit or put aside, but that calling is still there. It's like, oh, wait, it's there. I'm here. So to me, if you have that calling, like, you're my people, right? I believe everybody who has that calling has an opportunity to get out there and transform the world through whatever it is that you're meant to teach other people. So I am the founder of Get Speaking Gigs Now. My first year as a speaker, I will give you a little bit of hope here. So I started as a professional speaker when I was 40 years old, which was, I know I only look like 20-ish something, but it was a few years ago. And I started with 0 speaking gigs, 0 clients, 0 email list. Okay. That first year, I booked 83 speaking engagements in my local area, filled up 10 personal development workshops throughout the year with 30 people in them, and that led to hundreds of clients and thousands of dollars. I like how Davia is going to try on her new malachite necklace and get that heart chakra going. Yeah. Strengthen that heart chakra. So I say that because a lot of times people think it's hard to get into speaking, or you don't have enough whatever, you don't have enough knowledge, expertise, credentials, who the heck knows, media coverage, whatever. And you can do it no matter where you are. As long as you have a message to share, you can absolutely do it. So that was how I got started. Now, Davia, should I just keep on going, or you got a couple questions for me?
Well, here's the thing.
We
You're
can do it
right.
however you want.
We just want to hear you tell us how do you
Okay.
even do the thing? But I
Okay.
know some of the questions that people are going to be having are, what are the do's? What are the don'ts? What are some of the things that we should be focusing on? How do you even get started? Those are kind of some of the
Okay,
questions
cool.
that people have been dropping in the chat. And I just want to say hi to Leslie. Hey, Leslie. Leslie's our feature for the Black History Month today. So welcome, Leslie. Hi, Jamaica. Welcome. Want to say hi to Kay and Kelly and just everybody who's joining us over on the Ladies Power Lunch Facebook group. But these are some of the questions that are popping
Okay.
up over there. How do you get started? What are the do's? What are the don'ts?
Okay, so I wanted to share 3 things that I always say to do to get started. The first one is you need to get your talk ready to rock. And I love rock music. That's why Dr. Davia and I get on really well. We both love music and dancing and having fun. And so literally I call that get your talk ready to rock. It's a boot camp that I offer. It's something I offer all my clients who are in my speakers training academy. We like do a deep dive and literally get that talk ready to rock. Because if you don't have a talk done, it's very difficult to claim that title as a speaker. Or if you have a talk completed, but you're not really sure if it's good, or you're like, well, I'm just going to take a stab at it and hope it works, the finger crossing method, that can actually affect your confidence, and it can affect your courage to get out there, put yourself out there. It's already scary enough. So I always think like what we want to do is set you up so that you have as much anxiety lowered as possible and as much confidence raised as possible, right? So, anyway, so I definitely say get your talk ready to rock. You want to make sure that it has an end point. I always start at the end first because it needs to make sense for your business. And I know even when Dr. Davia was introducing, we were talking about big stages and getting paid and whatnot. I actually think it's odd, and this is going to be maybe controversial, but you can make an amazing business. You can find amazing clients in small groups. You don't have to be a celebrity. You don't have to be on with thousands of people in the audience. And there's a story that I was going to share with you about things to avoid and, kind of mistakes that I've made in the past. And there was a week one time where I was scheduled for 2 different speaking gigs. One's at a really fancy, exclusive, private, fancy schmancy club. I live in Orange County, California, where the Housewives of Orange County and all that stuff. So there's a lot of fancy stuff going on over here. I also, in the same week, was invited to speak at someone's home, and it was for a small group of leaders in a multi-level marketing company. So, of course, I'm thinking now the fancy schmancy one is they're just going to be throwing their credit cards at me. Also, because they were all donors for a nonprofit. So there was some information I had ahead of time that this was a high level, financially well-off group. The other group, I got the address and I pull in and it is at a mobile home park. And I'm like, okay, well, okay. I'd never done that before. And it was literally a double wide trailer. Okay, no problem. I gotta just do my thing like I would always do. Now, I got clients from both. And here's where the interesting part is. However, the double wide trailer group, I got more clients who spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars over the years. The other one, I got a couple clients who spent thousands and thousands of dollars. So what I say is you just never judge. You never know where you're meant to be, where your message is meant to be, all that stuff. It is amazing to me how dumbfounded I get by just connecting with people, and you do not judge it in any way. If you feel that your audience is going to be in that, your prospects are going to be in the audience, then I say that's a good opportunity to say yes. Okay, so if we rewind the tape back, I said I'm going to share 3 ways that you can get started. So one is you got to get your talk ready to rock. Number 2, you need to find you actually create your ideal speaking gig pipeline. Now, a lot of times I work with people who maybe have never done sales before. Maybe you've never done prospecting, or you don't have a CRM that's like a software in order to track your leads and things like that. So some of these if these vocabulary words are like, woo, then definitely we need to talk. But this is where the few decades of sales experience really helped me in the speaking world, because I'm like, okay, I know how to prospect now. Now I'm just prospecting for speaking gigs, but not every single speaking gig is a fit for your message. So like Marianne and April, from what you shared, you might actually have similar audiences, but you're doing different things for them. So that, in my sense, when I hear that, I think, ooh, that's a potential, what I call speaker soulmate system, where you could strategically partner up. And like Marianne, you go and look for speaking gigs. April, you go look for speaking gigs. You're in different states, so you have different social networks, right? You have different spheres of influence. You go do your work separately, but then you get to come together and share your toys, share your, what I like call speaker tokens, right? And start to refer each other. So this is a great way for you to get started right away. Even if you have never spoken before, it's a really fun way to partner with somebody else and get started. And if you find that person who has a similar audience as you, similar clients, but is not in your is not competition for you, that's a great place to start. Okay, so everyone on the call, everyone who's listening to this live or recording, you could do that, right? We all know somebody. You know somebody. All right. Now the third step, this is the one that is oftentimes forgotten by us heart-centered folks, because we want to give, give. Yes. Who in here likes to give? Yep. And too much water will make you drown, right? So we have to keep it in balance. So I call the third step, monetize your speaking. We have to get clear, super crystal clear on how you can monetize your speaking in the best way suited for you and your business, while you're also, of course, serving the audience, right? So there's got to be this value exchange, this giving and receiving, that's just super beautiful, so that you are serving your business. If you are out of business, you cannot serve people anymore, right? And guess what? Yeah, exactly. And if you want to grow your business and scale it and all these things, all these fancy things, and put all these systems in place, you need some capital, you need money. So one of the quickest ways to do that is to get in front of multiple people, even if it's 10, 20, 30, and attract your ideal clients by giving them value, giving them education, inspiring them to take action, get them into your orbit, right? That's the cat's meow that I'm talking about. So if you have that, like, oh, you have that calling to be a speaker, like Kim, I'm thinking of you. One of my clients, he speaks Spanish and English, and he loves his Hispanic community. He speaks in South America virtually and all along the East Coast. And he targets business owners who speak Spanish because they don't have as many resources. He's like, there's all these resources. You can be using LinkedIn and doing all this stuff. So sometimes it's just finding like what's really exciting to you, what kind of gifts you have. So those are the 3 steps. And of course I could keep going, but I'm gonna just pause for a second here. Take a breath.
Take a breath. That's great. I mean, I think one of the key takeaways that you have shared with us is that we really, really need to not come to the table with any judgments already made about the audience that we're gonna be seeing. Do any of you ladies in the audience have any questions or comments for Leisa today?
So two
April.
things, Leisa, 2 things that you said, just like, wow. One was this, okay, which is another way of looking at collaboration, but just that idea of with it. And funny, my card today said I had to get out of my comfort zone. And so now that I know one of them is sitting right here in the audience, there were a couple of others. So that got me going. And as much as I've heard that we have to not be afraid to sell ourselves and charge, the fact that you said that we have to serve both our business and the audience was the first time I heard that as well. And that's really powerful for all of us, that we have to serve both, because you're right, if we don't do don't take care of us, again, we're not going to be able to help anybody else. So thank you for both of those. Those were amazing.
You're welcome, April. Yeah, I think it's another way. When I think about the soulmate system, it's something that came organically for me, and I'm so grateful for my own speaker soulmates in my life. And I also have a podcast about best friendship, and I really value that relationship. The camaraderie of women and men too. Men are wonderful. This isn't about, it's not about that men aren't great, but I just happen to have amazing female best friends. And I thought, why not use that intentionally in business? Like, why not? It's more fun. I know, like, if you've ever been on a call with Barb and Davia, it's more fun to
So
be in
much more
business
fun.
with your friends.
I just need to say welcome to Barb, who's joined us over on our Ladies Power Lunch Facebook group. And Barb says, this is collaboration at its finest. Collabs for the win. So see, we're just talking about her and she's already here.
I felt her presence.
I know. And also another comment for you over in the Ladies Power Lunch group, one of our dear members, Pamela, she actually helps people who have anxiety around speaking to get rid of that anxiety. And I feel like she would be a great collaboration partner for you, Leisa. So I'm just standing here making that connection right now. I invite you to, once this is done, hop on over into the Ladies Power Lunch Facebook group and connect over there.
Absolutely. I will do that.
Marianne and Kim, any additional comments that you'd like to share before we let Leisa go?
Pick one. Talking the first step, get your what is it?
Talk
Get your talk ready to rock.
Yes.
In that sense, is it like you have one main thing you speak about, but you could tweak it to go different ways? It's just that you have the main story firmly in place.
Yes, there are, even though I say it in one sentence, to get your talk ready rock, there is a template and a formula that I recommend people. Now, that being said, every single talk that I call myself a talk doula, like I like to help people birth their talks. Every single one is absolutely unique and different. But what we do together is if we're working together one-on-one, this is what I do. If you're watching in my boot camp, you can go through all the videos and do it yourself. And I share the whole system, but we start at the end first, and we really get clear, what is it that you are trying to achieve? What next step do you want them to take? And then we work backwards from there, getting the meat of the content, the learning points, the title, the description, all the things that you're going to need to give that meeting planner. Like if Dr. Davia says, oh, I'd love for you to, speak on our next summit. Kim, what is it that you speak on? What's your title? What's your description? What's your learning points? You need to have that ready to go. If you want to be a speaker, you have to have that ready. You just have to, because that's what they're going to ask you every single time. And you don't want to be making it up the night before, because that's when we start to get disconnected from what's my purpose? What am I doing here? Oh yeah, my business. Oh yeah, how am I going to make sales, right? So it's all about intentionality. Yeah. Great question.
Awesome. So, with having everyone here and we're talking about speaking, I want to let everybody know that there are a couple of speaking opportunities that are available to you right now. I'm just going to tell you about just 3. There is our Victory, International Women's Victory Month Conference, which I'm part of the hosting committee for, and that's coming up. The form for you to sign up to be a speaker for that is in the Ladies Power Lunch group. Look, guys, I'm here for you. When I tell you I'm here for you, I'm here ready to support you in whatever it is that you need to grow your business. I am really, really sincere. So we have that application that's sitting in the Ladies Power Lunch group right now. We are also looking for the next batch of speakers for our Ladies Power Lunch Fall Summit. They will also be invited to be a part of our anthology book that we're working on. And we also have Monique Amerling, who is doing an international conference. She's all the way in Belgium, but she's a part of our Ladies Power Lunch group. And she's doing an international summit for International Women's Day, which is coming up in March. And she is still enrolling speakers even now. So if y'all have a desire to speak, these are 3 opportunities that are here right at your fingertips. Just a wonderful place to get started. Any final words, Leisa?
Well, I love what you just said there, because when you have an opportunity like that, when people work closely with me and they hear an opportunity like that, they're ready to pounce on it and apply. And I always tell people, you want to always be ready to be ready, right? You just, you don't want to be like, oh, I need to go now work on my thing. Oh, no, you have time, get ready. So then when you hear opportunities like that, you go, yes, please. I would like to put my hat in. And that's what I wanted for everyone.
Wonderful. And one of the very last things, I keep saying the last things, but there's so many things involved with this whole speaking thing. One of the things that has shown up for us with the advent of the pandemic is that there have been so many more opportunities to speak virtually. There have been so many opportunities to be on people's live streaming shows and people's podcasts and all of these things, but you have to be ready to take advantage of these opportunities. So we have amazing women in our Ladies Power Lunch group who can support you to get you ready to be ready for getting speaking gigs, not tomorrow, but
today.
Today. Right now, this minute. Awesome. Thank you all so much for joining us today. I have to tell you, it is always a pleasure talking to you, Leisa, but today it's tons of fun. April, thank you so much for my beautiful necklace. I am already wearing it, as you can all see. Marianne, congratulations on your new book. We're really, really excited for you. And Kim, call me. We have to talk. This has been Ladies Power Lunch Coffee Break. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and we'll see you guys on the next show. Bye, everybody.